Okay, greetings everybody. Let me just get this set up. I'm working on the little setup here. We're almost ready to go. Okay, just getting cranky here. Get things moving here. There we go. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, there we go. Okay, everybody, welcome to the Martial Arts History Museum. Sorry it takes a little while to get this simulcast brought up. We are now live on both Facebook and YouTube. My screen's not big enough. I need a bigger screen. Okay, there we go. Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the Martial Arts History Museum. How you doing? It is Sunday. Yes, it's time to do another broadcast. Last broadcast of the week. And next broadcast probably will be like Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Robert, thank you from way over there on the other side of the world. Robert McCullough. Thank you, Robert. Troy Ransom, how you doing? Troy says hello to everybody. How's everybody doing? America Sabi Samas, good morning and happy birthday to America Sabi Samas. He turns 21 today, right? The great America Sabi Samas, the star of iCarly, coolest dude you will ever meet. Thank you, sir. Actor extraordinaire. America says it's not my birthday. Oh, then happy unbirthday to America Sabi Samas, the coolest guy you ever meet. You remember that in Alice in Wonderland? Very merry on birthday to you, right? Robert says, I'm doing good after having 1 hour sleep. Just finished my shift at the hospital. Wow. I know what it's like to have a family of people working at the hospital. My wife and all them all worked at the hospital, and believe me, they are tired. They are tired, especially now. Wow. So America says his birthday's not till April. So we'll have many merry unbirthdays to America still then. So okay. Anyway, so thank you everybody for tuning in. Give you a quick update on a few things. We are now for YouTube. We're at 3,000, almost 200 viewing hours. So with Sensei Emmett, thank you for tuning in. Thank you very much. So with you guys' help so much, thank you everybody for doing this. Thank you for watching the videos over and over. It counts. Believe me, I see it counting on there. We pick up 50 viewing hours a day because of all of you. Thank you so much. This is unheard of. People are just shocked to death at how many viewing hours we've been picking up. But it's you guys who have been doing it. So thank you, all of you. Keep it up for the next couple of weeks. We are almost there. We need 4,000 viewing hours. We are about 3,200 now. We picked up maybe 1,500 in the last couple of weeks, and or something like that. But we're almost there. We need to hit 4,000, so we're almost there. So if this keeps up, in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we're going to hit that 4,000. So that's fantastic. Thank you, everybody, so much for doing this. I'm just so grateful for you guys' help. You know, I really am. Thank you so much. America says the Big 5-0 is coming up. I remember the Big 5-0. That was like 20 years ago. Yeah, I remember. Robert says crazy times. Yeah, it is. It is, Robert. It is. Sensei Amos says, hi, Mike. How you been? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. A little runny nose today. I got hay fever all the time. You know, the wind blows just this much, and I sneeze like crazy. You know, I worry now when I sneeze. People think it's COVID. I said, no, it's the wind. It's hay fever. It happens all the time, guys. You know, otherwise I'd have COVID all my life. Let's see, Robert. By the end of next week, we will crack it. Yes, we will. Yes, we will, Robert. Thank you so much, Robert. We're going to crack that 4,000 mark, and then we got to get approved. We still have to get approved. So once it hits 1,000 viewing hours, and 1,000 subscribers, which we already hit, and once we hit 4,000 viewing hours, it goes to YouTube, and they have to approve it. And then if they approve it, then we start getting commercials and funding. Other people I know gotten approved right away. With Cynthia, we didn't get approved. It took a long time for us to get approved. So it all depends, you know, on what they decide, and who knows, you know. So we'll see what happens. So hopefully they'll approve us right away, and that'll be really exciting. And then we'll do a lot more stuff because we can actually see funds coming in, and that'll be really cool. Boy, we need it. We really do. So anyway, let's say since Emmett, I might be cheating, but I'm playing the videos on mute while at work. It's a few hours a day. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you. You know, it's all about watching the videos. You know, I've watched Mrs. Maisel like 100 times already, and I don't mind watching it. I enjoy it. You know, and hey, if they get the viewing hours or whatever, great. You know, so that's fantastic. So thank you so much, as Emmett, for doing that. Leonard Creer. Oh, there you go. Hey, how you doing? Oh, he says, Leonard says, Pops passed away last night. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Pops was a very influential individual in the tournament circuit back in the day. He had a daughter. It was Mouse, right? Mouse was her daughter, Michelle, and just a wonderful competitor back in the day. And Mouse was just, Pops was there everywhere. There he was. There he was. A lot of respect to this man who was just a motivator, and he was always out there. He was always out there, tournament circuit, to support everybody. So I'm very sad to hear that he passed away. So an icon of the martial arts, you know, guys. If you were in the tournament circuit, you knew Pops. You all knew Pops. So thank you for letting me know that, Leonard. I appreciate that. Anyway, let's see what else coming up. Robert says, leave it on while you sleep too, folks. There you go. Thank you so much, Robert. Thank you. Very good. Everybody's been so kind to help us out. You know, there are different ways to help out the museum. There's many, many different ways to help out the museum. And doing this will help us out tremendously, tremendously. So thank you all for continuing to really push the museum and watch our videos and get us on the map there. You know, we need a lot of help. You know, we do our best. We do our best. You guys know that. But, you know, we're talking about one person kind of doing the typing and the posting and the stuff like that. I wish I had a staff. You know, but I don't. It is me. Someone told me, hey, what time does your cleanup crew come to the museum? And I said, oh, let me see. They're here now. I said, I'm it. I'm the cleanup crew. Yep, I'm the president of the museum, and I was the guy doing the plunger. You know, that's me. So anyway, anyway, we have a great time here. We have a great time at the museum. Let's see what else is coming up. We are working on the expert class, the museum expert class. I'm working on the website right now. Joe Robello says, hi. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Kempo Joe, one of the wonderful individuals in the martial arts. Joe is going to be helping me get my facts, all that information. Guys, we all do our best. We all do our best to get this information as accurate as possible. When our generation is gone, information is going to float all over the place. You know, just like people, when Bruce Lee died, people say, oh, yeah, Bruce Lee and I, we trained together. People, I remember Darlene Parker. Darlene's beautiful lady. We used to hang out over at her home here. Well, it wasn't Pasadena. They just moved now. But I used to go over there quite often, and we have dinner and stuff together. This was just a few years ago. And she'd tell me wonderful stories about Mr. Parker and stuff like that. And then she said, some people would come around and say, oh, yeah, I knew your dad. We went and had drinks together. And she says, my father doesn't drink. People will say these stories after we're gone, and who's going to prove it? I had so many people say, oh, yeah, I met Bruce Lee, or, oh, we had lunch together and all this. You know how it is. And that's going to happen. So it's up to us right now to get the story straight. So thank you, Joe, for helping me get these stories straight. People, we do our best to get as much accurate information as possible. But you know how it is. Things that get passed down from generation to generation, things and all that. And things get mixed up along the way. Doesn't mean they do it on purpose, but things get mixed up along the way. And so we are going to do our best, and Joe's going to help me. I thank you, Joe, for doing that. And we're going to try to make sure our history is recorded as accurate as we can in different situations, as accurate as we can, and all that. So we're going to do our best. John Corcoran was the guy for helping us out, and he always helped us out. And thank you, John. Thank you. Just a beautiful man. And but now it's up to us
who were there. Many of us who were there. Thankfully, I was there for since the 60s. So I lived a lot of that history since the 60s. Even though I was quite young, I was always part of the martial arts community. And since the 60s, and to watch Gina Bao and the school out here, and all that stuff, and those guys over the years, I got a first-hand view of a lot of things, so which was great when Bong Han first came out here and all that. So getting to know them personally, it's the history to me. So getting to especially the magazines coming out when he first came out with Inside Kung Fu. How cool was that? How cool was that when Curtis came out with Inside Kung Fu? I was just shocked to death. I loved it. And to be a part of that's kind of cool. So thank you, Joe, for being part of the team and helping keep our history alive and accurate as possible, as much as we can. Because again, when we're gone, guys, it's going to be all over the place. You know how that is. So if you don't mind, Leonard and Joe, if you don't mind, you don't have to. But if you don't mind signing on to to YouTube and watching me also from YouTube, we're there live. That'll be fantastic. If you can't, that's okay. No big deal. But if you can, the more viewers we have on YouTube, the more they count up the time. So if 10 viewers watch for an hour, they count it as 10 hours. So it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool. So we're been picking up a lot of viewing hours from this YouTube. So if you have a chance, if not, no big deal, guys. No big deal. We do a simulcast both here on Facebook and YouTube. So anyway, so we're getting ready to launch expert class. Graciela Casillas has been so kind. She's already provided her video of her doing techniques and different things like that. So we're very excited to be editing that. We'll be doing that this week. Also, Robert Redfeather has also gotten his video together, so we're going to be doing that as well. And then Firebor's Jacques, he's got his stuff together on the P24, the Tunfa, and I think it's called PR24. And several other videos are coming up, and we're getting them prepared for the expert class. And it'll be the first up will be their favorite techniques. So we're going to be showing their favorite techniques. It'll be connected to YouTube. It'll be connected to YouTube, so that way everybody can watch it, and we'll get some viewing hours. And that's the whole point of it. We are not going to charge for the expert class. Okay, we're going to make that available to all of you free of charge. But the way we're going to get funds from it, it's going to be connected to YouTube, and that way people can watch it, and we gain some time on YouTube. So we are so thankful. So many people of giving of their time already and supporting the museum through this way. Again, there are many different ways to support the museum, and doing this stuff on YouTube here is a wonderful way to doing it, whether you're doing a video or where you supporting us through watching the video and all that. Thank you all. Thank you all. You guys have making the museum possibility. So without you, we couldn't be here. The internet is a thing that's it's an octopus. It's all over the place, and there's different ways to make some money and different ways to have some good publicity, without big costs. So, sometimes there's some good things here and there that we can find. So, what can I say? What can I say? The media, I've been a journalist all my life. I got my journalism degree years ago. And even though I'm not a great writer, but I'm okay. I'm not too bad. I write books. I write a book every year. I do my best to write it every year about different topics, different things. I am still working on the Hall of Fame book. And then I've got the Itchy second volume book I'm working on. And then I'm doing another book. It's a family style book. I'm also working on that. I worked a little bit on that for about an hour last night. It's nothing to do with martial arts whatsoever, but it is, I like to venture out, and it's sort of like Joy Luck Club that I just posted about, sort of like that. So it's kind of interesting. So anyway, someone posted something about the Joy Luck Club, and they were saying, how odd to have the Joy Luck Club on a martial arts history museum. We tried to do a lot of stuff. Asian is our flair, is our main thing. but we branch out to everything, all martial arts included. We do our best. Space is our only limitation, but we will cover as many martial arts as we can. Pencak Silat, as you know, Pencak Silat, great art, brought to America by the Thoris family. As you know, Paul the Thoris, my cousin Paul. Yes, he is my cousin Paul the Thoris. And great connection there. So that was kind of cool. I didn't even know he did martial arts. He's my cousin Paul. I see him at the family reunion, and I say, "Hey, how are you doing?" But I didn't even know. Dummy me, didn't even know that he was the guy. And here I am. We're hanging out at the family picnic, and I didn't even know. I didn't find out till after he passed. See, dummy me. What can I say? Anyway, let's see what else. I got a few questions here. Leave it on. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking here. A couple questions. Okay. Joe says my connection to YouTube is acting up. Oh, no big deal, Joe. No big deal. These computers, they're just goofy all over the place. They're goofy. The goofiest thing in the world. I've gone through. We've gone through tons of computers. I can't remember how many computers I have gone through. From before Commodore 64, before all that, I had a computer back in the day, and you had to write in programming language back in the day. You guys remember that? Oh my God, going through computers was like going water. I remember. I think it held 200 megabytes or 256 megabytes. That was the storage back then. Anyway, Salvador Bachera says Pencak Silat. There you go. Thank you, Salvador. Yes, my cousin Paul the Thoris. Yes, we had his uniform here for a short time. They are going through a family thing, and so I just try not to interfere. I'll let them handle it, and we'll talk about uniforms later. When we, I do my best to get the uniforms of a lot of our pioneers here at the museum. I try to get it before they pass away, and it's important to have their uniform on display here at the museum. What's going to happen? We do our best. We talk to a lot of people. We try to get it, but I understand. It is their fathers or their mothers or whoever's uniform if they pass away. I completely understand that. I know the feeling. But they don't always have one uniform. I have several uniforms myself that I've worn over the years, and other people as well. And we just are very thankful to have the uniform, to put it on display, maybe later on, to put it on display. And, it's better to have it here at the museum than sitting in somebody's closet or somewhere. I talked to somebody, what's his name? Steve Lambert, brought the mask from Revenge of the Ninja, that silver mask. And he said, I had that silver mask in my drawer for like a decade or more. And I'd open up and I'd see the mask, and there it is, and I'd close the door. And then open up a few years later, see the mask, and close the door. And then he said, what am I doing with the mask? What am I doing with the mask here in my drawer? Why don't I put it somewhere for people to see? And that's when he donated to the museum. So now he comes by periodically, and you check out, his name is on there, his mask is on there, and people enjoy it. And there he is, and he knows exactly where it's at. And it says, look, the museum has it. So that's pretty nice. So that's what we tried to do. So anyway, Joe says, I have 160 uniforms. There you go, Joe. I wish I had my original uniform, my judo uniform, but you don't think about these things. Joe Robello says, do you have anything from Sid Campbell? Sid Campbell, the one who passed away, correct? We never got anything from him at all. We never got anything from Hall. People help if they can help, and if they don't want to help, they don't help. I can't force people to help the museum. I do my best. Guys, I'm doing the museum from my heart. I'm doing it from my heart. I've given up my finances. I've given up my home. I literally sold my home so this museum could be a reality. I am, shall we say, living on a suitcase. Been living that way for quite some time. Okay, so I sold my home for this. So I'm all in for this. I'm not making money. I'm not making anything. I don't get paid at all. Okay, so guys, I understand people's apprehension and they don't want to come on board, and I can't force people to help us. It would be wonderful if they helped us. It'd be wonderful, but I can't force them to help us. You know, it'd be great. You know, especially if those who have a big collection that will help us, but I cannot twist their arm if they don't want to help us. You know, they know that we're the museum. I've talked with them many times, and I'm not going to say people's name I've talked to, but I talk with them many times. And if they don't want to give anything from their collection to help us, that's, you know, I can't force them. What can I do? What can I do? Let's see. Salvador says, Elvis Presley Kempo karate uniform. Yeah. As you see, it's right over there. We have one of the uniforms provided to us on a permanent loan, shall we say, from is it Paul Casey, right? Was it Paul Joe, right? Paul Casey in Las Vegas. I get Keith and Paul Casey. The names are almost the same. Paul Casey, right? From Las Vegas, and he had this uniform of Elvis Presley, and he took that on tour. Now we don't know for sure. Okay, Paul doesn't know for sure as well if it is exactly one of Elvis Presley's uniform. Now I have contacted Graceland, so we've contacted them, and we've talked with them, and they said they have the two uniforms, the white one and I think the black one there at Graceland, and the Elvis had a couple other uniforms, and Joe says right, yeah, excellent, thank you, Joe. So Elvis had a couple uniforms, but they don't know where they're at. So they said, look, we don't know. This is Graceland. We don't know if the one you have is the authentic one or not. We don't know. And I don't know. And Paul Casey doesn't know for sure. But it's a nice representation of Elvis Presley, and it's great to have here. And if it is one of the ones he had, fantastic. If it's not, that's okay. You know, we're thrilled to death to have it. You know, we're just honored to have that on display. It looks like the authentic one. It feels like the authentic one of the ones. But Elvis wore the two ones more often. But if it is, fantastic. And if it isn't, that's okay. But it's nice to represent Elvis Presley here. But as far as we know, you know, it could be the real one. Graceland doesn't know. And again, I talked with the wonderful people at Graceland, and thank you for Graceland for being so kind to me and so generous on offering this interaction with each other. And that's very nice of them. Very nice of them. You know, I just cannot say enough about some of the other museums have been fantastic. I have done my best to make sure this museum is professional as possible. You know, I don't do stuff but thrown everywhere and throw out certificates everywhere and do all this everywhere. You know what I mean? I do my best to make it as professional as possible. Going back to school for another 8 years. 8 years to learn how to do a museum, from learning how to do museum stuff and displays to going to American Film Institute, learning how to direct and produce the videos that we have. You know, I went back to school for another 8 years to learn how to do this because I did not want this to fail. So I did everything possible for getting a business degree and everything else to make sure this would run as a business and make sure it's going to be here for a long time. And providing this COVID thing, enduring through this COVID thing has been a real task on us, you know, but we are surviving. So we are doing our best. We always do our best to make this as professional as possible and do even the books and everything as professional as possible. So again, we try to get information out there and for people to love and you know, appreciate the martial arts. So we're very thrilled to have uniforms here. We do our best to collect them. We have many different uniforms. Fulvio Dimora and other people here as well. Tino Toyolo Sega and many different people here. So we're very thrilled that people will allow us to have the uniform on display. So when we work, hopefully everything will go smooth with the funds that we've been negotiating and working with. We don't know. Everything's up in the air right now because of COVID. But, you know, anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. COVID has thrown a monkey wrench into everything. So we were planning for the big move, but right now we're kind of everything's in limbo, as you know. Everything's in limbo, so we'll see what happens. Okay, let's see a couple questions. Lehman says, Gramps Fight Corner. Hi, Sifu, Wayne Sante, Monkey Student. Hi, Wayne Sante, Monkey Student. Monkey Student. Monkey Kung Fu. Yes, the art I do is called Monkey Kung Fu. My friend and I did it for many years. I think I did it for like 40 years. I still do Monkey Kung Fu. I still teach it, but since the COVID thing, I had to stop. So now I don't teach right now. So I'm not teaching Monkey Kung Fu anymore. So we'll see what happens after this COVID is over. But I've been doing Monkey Kung Fu forever. I am the sixth generation already. Yeah, I'm the only one to learn the entire art form from my instructor. And then it's my turn to pass it on to the next generation. So not an easy art. I can tell you that. Monkey Kung Fu is not an easy art. It's most people last like couple lessons and then they're gone, you know, and maybe a year or two, and that's it. It's not an easy art to learn from. But I do enjoy kickboxing. That was a great art with Sensei Cecil Peoples. Sensei Cecil Peoples, my good friend and my teacher. I cannot say enough about Sensei Cecil. He has taught me everything I know about kickboxing, and in the early era of the 70s and all that, in the 80s. And what a great martial artist he is. And thank you, Sensei, for teaching me, taking me under your wing, and teaching me everything about kickboxing. And great time in life is kickboxing. Let's see, a couple more questions. I know I have all your videos. The thighs burn like crazy. Oh, Cramps, you have my videos. Oh, I see. I understand it now. Got my videos. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. You know, the art I do is called Monkey Kung Fu. I am the only one that lasted to carry on the art. Being my friend taught me for 35 years. And we were best friends for many, many years. And the only reason I'm the one carrying on the art because I'm the only one who stayed. You know, I'm the only one who stayed there. Everybody left. Everybody was gone. So there's nobody else out there that's, you know, had a long time studying the art. And so him and I were best friends all this time. So for decades and decades. Anyway, everything that I learned, I said, okay, there's got to be a way of preserving this art, because every time we had classes with my instructor, nobody would stay. You know, it'd be gone. Everybody would stay. So they didn't, you know, it's not an easy art. It's getting low, and knowing how to get low is the whole thing. So what I did, I said, okay, I can't teach enough people for this art to get out there. So I'm putting it all on DVD. And that's what I did. I put the entire art form on DVD, on 17 DVDs. And I'm actually going to be finishing up with like 2 more DVDs coming up. And I put everything on the DVD. That way, when I'm gone, at least the DVDs will be there and the art will be preserved. So that's what we're trying to do as well when we do our biography DVDs. We do our biography DVDs. We try to put, shall we say, not their last words, but words that will carry on when they're gone. Yeah, it is their last words, but you know what I mean? So we tried to do nice biographies of everybody, you know, especially our Hall of Famers, and, you know, to put that in there so that way their legacy will be there for many, many, many years to come. So we do our best to make these biographies. I am actually finishing my own personal biography. I'm working on that. I've been working on that for like a couple of years. So I look very different in it. I know it's only a few years ago, you know, since the COVID thing I hit, you know, I can't go to the gym anymore where I used to go every day. I really loved going to the gym. I used to run all the time. I go to the gym and I run on the treadmill. Believe it or not, years ago, I used to run marathons. Yeah, I know you can't believe it. I don't look like a marathon runner, but I used to run marathons. I would run the LA Marathon every year for like 4 years in a row. And then I go to all the 5K runs, and I run that almost every weekend. So I used to be an avid runner in my day. And it actually wasn't that long ago, really. It wasn't. And to run the LA Marathon, oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, I ran the LA Marathon 4 times. I am the slowest runner in the world, though, but I finish every time. So I miss running at the gym on the treadmill. I used to run on the treadmill at the gym. And I used to run the track out here, but there are too many people there now, so it's too hard to run, with the COVID thing. So what can I say? I know gyms are closed. You can't get in the gym anymore. There's no martial arts studios to go to work out and stuff like that. And I can't teach anymore, so it's taking a toll, shall we say. It's taking a toll. So anyway, okay, what else? Any questions? So anyway, Graham said, have all your videos, the thighs burn like crazy. Yes, it will for a while. Work on the ankle. Sorry to get off, guys. Work on the ankle flexibility. 100% of the time, all you can, work on the ankle flexibility. If your ankles are flexible, you'll never feel the burn in your thighs. Okay? So that's the key. That's the key to Monkey Kung Fu. Make the ankles flexible so the knee doesn't have to bend. The ankles bend and the knee comes with it. So that's the key to Monkey Kung Fu. The secret of Monkey Kung Fu is getting your ankles flexible. Okay, what else? Anybody have any other questions? Today is Super Bowl Sunday, as you know. Super Bowl Sunday. Who is playing today? I think the Chiefs. Are they still Kansas City? And who else is the? Is it the Buccaneers? They have a flag with a skull head on it. I think that's what they call it. Sorry, it's been so long since I covered football. I'm doing the broadcast early because of Super Bowl Sunday. There will be nobody here at the museum. Every Super Bowl Sunday, every year, there is nobody here at the museum. So I don't know why I have the door open, but nobody will come in today. Everybody's watching Super Bowl Sunday. The last time I saw the Super Bowl, I think was when Deacon Jones and Merlin Olsen were playing. That's the last time I saw this Super Bowl. It's been quite a while. So anyway, yeah, we're not going to get anybody in today. So what can I say? Super Bowl Sunday, everybody's having a good time. They're eating chips and fun and pizza and everything else. So lucky people. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, let's see what other questions we have. Okay, very good. There we go. Let's see. Any Lima Llama info aside from the uniform? Not yet. Joe Ribello says about any Lima Llama information. Not yet. Not yet. Everything is right now dependent on the size that we have here at the museum to put stuff in. I would love to include more stuff, but I just don't have the space. We were hoping to revamp the ninja section to add more space because we got more ninja stuff in from a prop house and stuff like that. And other people sent in ninja stuff. And we just don't have, we're limited to space. That's all limitation. It's just space. Is space. So if everything goes through and we get the bigger place, we can focus on a lot of great stuff. Lima Llama, everything, and that'll be fantastic. So thank you so much, Kempo Joe, guys, Kempo Joe. Thank you, Joe Ribello. So anyway, yeah. So we're gonna, we have stuff from Ray Boom Boom Mancini's gloves. Yeah, I know. We got those. We got Chuck Liddell's. We have Chuck Liddell's actual shorts that he did. Yeah, isn't that pretty cool that he used? Let's see. Joe says Tom Brady, former Patriot quarterbacks, now Tampa Bay, going for Super Bowl ring 10. Cool, very cool. John Lupo. John, how are you, my friend? Good to see you on there. Thank you, John. Very cool. Thank you for watching. So anyway, let's see what other questions we have coming up. Let's see. Got a few questions on here. Let's see. I'm reading back. Joe Bell said DOS 101. Oh, yeah. Pretty good. Okay. Luce Libre. Yes. We are going to have all that. We had this really great thing for Luce Libre, Mexican fighting, with a mask and all that, mascaras. And we had a great time here. We're not here at the museum, but over at Rafael Cochet's store. He set up a big ring, and he brought in these lucha guys in there, and it was a huge fight we had. It was a fantastic time. And yes, we are going to open up the doors to many things in martial arts when we get the space and everything out there. And we're going to focus on many different arts. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about Mexican fighting. You know, to have those luchadors, to have those masks, you know, would be exciting. Especially the masks when I grew up, you know, because I'm part Hispanic as well. I grew up on watching those lucha guys, and I remember those TV shows. They wear their mask everywhere, and to have those actual masks would be so cool, you know. So we could do a lot of great things, cover a lot of stuff, and especially have a lot of exhibits when all things get done and we get the new and bigger location. We can do a ton of stuff. It's gonna be a blast. Oh, over here says Shelly says Noonchucks, hi, have a great day. Thank you, Shelly. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. John says just hide the ninja stuff. There you go. The best way to show a ninja display is to be hidden, nothing there, because the ninja stealth. You know, I saw some cartoon. It said the ninja parade, and they look on the street and there's nobody in the parade because the ninjas are stealth. You know, so there's nobody going by. It was a funny comic. So anyway, okay, let's see what else. What other questions we have? Let's see. You know, we do a Q&A stuff. It's kind of fun to do the Q&A. I appreciate you guys' questions very much. I want to thank you for always being very, how you say, nice about things. I appreciate that. People can get very hostile sometimes, and it's always nice when people are talking nice. I appreciate nice people. I don't tolerate not good people at all. You know, I don't at all. I'm as Danny Glover would say, I'm too old for this. Same thing. You know, I don't argue with anybody. Period. I don't argue at all. I just don't do it. It's not worth doing it. So I don't even do it. I don't argue whatsoever. You know, I just said they want to just not happy with it. You know, you say. Okay, let's see. Graham says, talking about masks, is it true that the silver mask from the movie Revenge of the Ninja is in the museum? Yes, it is. Yes, you are quite correct. Gramps asked that, is it true that you have the silver mask from the movie Revenge of the Ninja in the museum? Yes, we do. We have the actual mask given to us by Steve Lambert, the guy who wore the mask. Yes, we do. We have it on display. So it's kind of cool to have that. So very good. Let's see. Another question says, hi, Mike. What is your favorite Bruce Lee martial arts stuff? Have a good day. You know, we had, so Glenn asked, if what was Bruce Lee, what is my favorite Bruce Lee stuff that I have? You know, we don't have too much stuff on Bruce Lee as far as items is concerned. Richard Bustillo was so kind enough, and what a beautiful man he was. He'd do seminars for us all the time without any charge, and he'd donate the whole funds to the museum. So Richard had loaned us the dummy, Bruce Lee's dummy, the mechanical one he used, and then a bunch of stuff that Bruce Lee used, the weights and all that. And we had that on the display at the museum for a while. It was just a loan. So we had that on display. So it was really cool to have that there, the weights and all that great stuff. You know, you could picture, and then we show pictures of Bruce Lee actually doing it, you know, and that was kind of cool to have. So I love to have Bruce Lee stuff. Anything I could do to have Bruce Lee stuff would be fantastic. You know, before he passed away, it was Joe Hyams who trained with Bruce Lee. And he says, I have Bruce Lee's actual nunchucks. He gave it to me, and I'm going to donate them to the museum. And I said, oh, it's fantastic. Thank you, sir. It's very kind of you. Because these are the ones he used all the time, and it'd be my honor. And I said, you know, I appreciate that very much. And so he moved. He said, it's in my stuff, and I'm going to bring it over. And I said, okay, no problem. And then he moved. He lived right down the street, literally down the street. And then he moved to Texas. And he says, oh, the nunchucks are here somewhere in the box, and I'll find them and I'll ship them to you. And I said, okay, that'll be fine. And I would contact him every little while. And then he passed away. And so I talked to the wife about, you know, getting the nunchucks. And she says, no, we're not giving them to the museum. We're going to give it to his kids. They're going to have it, you know. And I understand that, but it would have been nice to have, you know. It would have been cool to have, but we almost had them. So anyway, Joe has a question. He says, let's see, with the vast kung fu weapons you have there, what are some of the exotic weapons you have? Let's see. Oh, okay. Joe says, with the vast kung fu weapons collection you have there, what are some of the more exotic weapons you have? By the way, enjoyed seeing the Pentagon Junior gear display. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, Pentagon Junior, this is from the Al Ray Network, from Robert Rodriguez. Thank you, Robert. Really nice guy. And they donated the Pentagon Junior outfit. We had a big thing here for the Al Ray Network, the Lucha show that they had for a long time. And they were kind enough to do a big show here in our back area and donate that uniform here. So we're very happy to have that. You know, wrestling is a great part of martial arts, and we were thrilled to death to have that uniform here. So that's pretty exciting. You know, quick story. I was doing a security work for the Emmys. I was years ago. This was just about maybe 5 years ago or so, something like that. And I was the guy at the front when the people would get out of the car and they'd walk into the red carpet. So I was the guy to let people through the ropes. So that was kind of cool. And so one day, the Sheik came down. Remember him from wrestling? The Sheik came down and he wanted to get in, but he didn't have an invitation and he didn't have anything, and they wouldn't let him in. And I go, come on, guys, this is a Sheik, you know, and they wouldn't let him in. So anyway, great wrestler. And oddly enough, he was dressed as the Sheik and wore his belt just like he did when he did wrestling. Exactly. He was already really old, but he was dressed as a Sheik. So anyway, what other weapons do I have? We have a tons of weapons. Matter of fact, around me is a tons of weapons. This is one of the Tai Chi Swords, they call it. Okay. This is one of the different swords. We have this one galore. I mean, this Tai Chi Sword is probably one of the most popular in the Kung Fu weapons, and I think we got like 30 of those that people have donated. We have some other broadswords and a bunch of different things. We don't have too many here on display because of room-wise. We have hook swords. We have Cynthia Rothrock's hook swords that she's holding for us, and a few other people's stuff that they're holding for us. So we have our hands out to many people's weapons. We have Y.C. Wong's 3-sectional chain whip. We have it here on display. Yes, we do. Yes, we have his actual ones. How do I know if it's his actual ones? I was there. Y.C. Wong either sold it or gave it to my Kung Fu instructor. It was either Vernon Rayetta or Buxom Kong. I don't remember which one, but they sold it to my instructor who sold it to me. And so I know because I was there on the exhibit. I was there when Y.C. Wong was performing it. I was there when they got the weapon from Y.C. Wong. So my eyes have seen it. So we're happy to have a Y.C. Wong's 3-sectional here at the museum. So that's a pretty good coup. If you're into Kung Fu, you know what that means to have that here. I want to get Albert Leong's Kwon Do. I'm having him hold that, guys. You know, and a few other prominent weapons. You know, like Cynthia's hook swords and all that. We're ready to put out, but space limitations. And I tell everybody, hold on to it. Like Graciela Casillas brought her uniform and other stuff to have here at the museum. And when we interviewed her here, and I said, Graciela, if you don't mind holding this on until we get our bigger place, because I don't want to put it in storage. I want you to hold on to it. Then we get our bigger place, then we'll put it out there. So everybody's been holding on to a lot of great stuff. So thank you, everybody, for doing that. So we got some great weapons, and we got our hands on a bunch of cool weapons, especially that one with a long chain with spikes on the end. That's pretty cool. And we actually have the flying guillotine here. Yes, we have the flying guillotine. You know, the flying guillotine has been remade over and over. And we have one of the more recent ones in the last 10 years, one of the movies here. So it's kind of cool to have the flying guillotine here on display. It's not the one from Hong Kong. That'd be nice to have that one. But it's good to have the flying guillotine here on display at the museum. So that's kind of neat, cool. Someone says, hey, I have the flying guillotine. Would you like to put it on display? Yes. They couldn't even get the words out before I put it yes on there. So anyway. And let's see what else. I wouldn't be surprised if people come to the museum expecting to see an entire wing devoted to Bruce Lee. Yes. John asks, I wouldn't be surprised if people come to the museum expecting to see an entire wing devoted to Bruce Lee. And you are right, John. You are completely correct. That is our goal in the design of the new museum. And, you know, again, we'll see what happens with this COVID thing, you know, if it's going to go through. But we have designed the whole place already. You know, everything is designed, and there is a whole area just for Bruce Lee. Yep, a whole area. If we can't get the items, we'll get the pictures and different things like that. But yes, I'm hoping the people at the Bruce Lee Foundation will work with us. I've been trying to contact them over and over. And, you know, I can't bug people to death if they don't want to work with us. And it would be nice. It would be so cool to have, either way, we're going to have a nice big area for Bruce Lee. Either way, you know, if it's pictures or replicas of the uniform, you know, we'll have it there. You know, the yellow uniform with the black stripe and all that stuff, we'll have it on there. You know, Warner Brothers has the pants of Enter the Dragon on display. Now, I've seen that up close. It is not the pants from Enter the Dragon. Those pants are too new. You know, it's so clean. Those are not the pants. So it's just a replica. But it's nice of them to have it there. It's nice of them to have it there. And so, you know, that's what we're going to do. If we can't get the real one, but we're doing our best to get the real one, we'll put a replica up, but we'll do our best to get the real one. You know, I talked to Richard Norton last week, a couple weeks ago. You know, Richard Norton, the man, acting guy, you know, Octagon, all that. Richard, just a great guy, Biography is wonderful. And I said, Richard, do you still have that uniform from the Octagon? Because he was that bad guy in the Octagon with a face and like a ninja and all that with a size, fighting Chuck Norris. Remember that movie? Great movie. And I said, do you still have that uniform? And he said, no, I had it for years and years. And he said, I didn't know what to do with it. And they threw it out. And I said, oh, Richard. So in something like that, I'm going to have the uniform remade once we get the funding and remade. And then I'm going to have Richard wear it. And I said, wear it for a while, then sign it. And that'll be as close as we can get to having the actual one. You know, it'll be a shame when all these uniforms get tossed away, and we're doing our best to try to stop that. You know what I mean? To try to get that uniform there. You know, when people like us, we understand and appreciate the martial arts and the uniforms and all these things like that. But some people, you know, their kids inherited or their grandkids inherited and don't know the value of it. And there it is in the swap meet, or there it is thrown away in the yard sale. And how terrible is that, you know, to find somebody's. And I've heard many people find different things in yard sale that were actually historic. So I'm trying to stop that from happening. Not stop it, but you know what I mean. I'm trying to intervene to kind of try to get their uniforms here. And I've asked many, many people for their uniforms. And if they don't want to donate, that's up to them. I'm not going to twist their arms. But the ones that do, it's kind of cool to have it here on display. Like we have Benny the Jet Yukida's is one of his championship belts right here on display. People see that bout and really enjoy it. And Benny comes by, Sensei Benny, and sees the bout, and that's really nice to see that. So I really appreciate when people do that. It's very kind of them. Okay, a couple of questions over here. Mike, what is your favorite? Let's see. What is the coolest item in the museum apart from you, Michael? Okay, Robert says, what is the coolest item in the museum apart from you, Michael, and what's your favorite? Well, you know, I always tell everybody my favorite item is the journey. That is my favorite item. I know it's not an item, you know, but my favorite item is the journey of what we went through to get the museum to become a reality. We went through so much, you know what? I couldn't tell you. You know, we had a lot of people against us, and I won't even tell you their names. And I don't know why they're against us, but some reason their name isn't out there, so they're against us. You know what I mean? We went through a lot. And but along the way, I've met fantastic people who have given of themselves continually. And that is what it's all about, to meeting everybody, you know, to finally be a home for the martial arts. We don't have a home. There's no central place. The Internationals was our place to go for the tournament. That was our home for tournaments, shall we say. But there's no real home for the martial arts. And that's why I think we made here a home for the martial arts, that people can gather all over from everywhere and come to the museum and appreciate the martial arts and have events here and all that. So I think my favorite thing about the museum is the journey, to meet all these fantastic people and have a great time. Imagine when the funds do come through, the goal is for the new location to have a restaurant in there. We'll name sandwiches or whatever off of people's names, you know, to have a Bruce Lee sandwich or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. And then to have a stage, a theater, and we'll have a, you know, marathon, telethons, and all the different things like that, film stuff and performances and displays and all that stuff like that. So a lot of great plans coming up. The plans for the new location is already done. The village will have a village in there, Asian style village where different stores, Filipino theme, Japanese theme, different things like that. And it'll be a nice village, kind of martial arts village, shall we say. And that's going to be a lot of fun with performances and little parades, and different things like that. So we have great plans for the museum coming up. So hopefully this COVID thing will end and everything can get back on track and we can work on that grant and everything get finalized and get the new place. So that's what we're working on. Okay, let's see. Doug Hansen says, hello. Hi, Doug. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. He says, hope you're doing fine. Looking forward to coming back this spring to visit once again. Thank you, Doug Hansen. Wonderful, man. Thank you, for my friend, for supporting us for a long time. I appreciate that very much. So let's see. Other questions over here. Okay, let's scroll up, guys. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Hello from Brazil. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you for watching. Hello from Brazil. Can you imagine being a bouncer having to tell a wrestler he isn't allowed in? I know. John Lugo says, can you imagine being a bouncer having to tell a wrestler he isn't allowed in? This brings to a funny story. You're gonna love this story. Quick story. The Dragonfest. We have Dragonfest every year here. Dragonfest is our Comic-Con for the martial arts. We bring in everybody. We, you know, thankfully here in Los Angeles area, everybody's here. Everybody's here. You name it. Martial arts movies. Because if you want to be in movies, you're gonna hang around here. And everybody's there at Dragonfest. They give of their time. We never pay anybody, and people just give of their time to help the museum. You know, they've known me for 40 years or whatever, and they're James Liu and Mark Dacascos and everybody. You know, we don't have to pay them at all. They come in kindly, out of the kindness of their heart, donate their time and have a booth at the museum and at the Dragonfest. And it's so fun to have them there. So I want to say thank you in advance to Benny Ukitas, to all these people, that even all the cast of Cobra Kai comes, and everybody from the movies. And, you know, we had Lorenzo Lamas and is that right, Lorenzo? I keep getting his father and him mixed up. Lorenzo, right? Lorenzo Lamas, all those guys. Steve Odekirk. Everybody has come. Joe Mantegna, everybody has come and to help out the museum from time to time. Again, James Hong, everybody. John Saxon was here years ago when he was alive and all that. So people have come and at the kindness of their heart, they come and support us through Dragonfest. Now, one day we had this big singer was coming and they wanted to come. And they said, oh, we like to have this so-and-so singer. I won't say her name. And, we want to make sure there's enough security there at Dragonfest. I didn't laugh, but I kind of laughed. I said, do you know your security guys coming to Dragonfest for your person, okay? I said, every one of those people in Dragonfest can beat up all of your security guys. I'll just let you know that. They can beat up all of your security guys. So I wouldn't worry too much about security. They didn't come. But I thought that was so funny, because we're all martial artists here at Dragonfest. Security, right. It was a funny story. I had a great time, but I told her that. So she wasn't amused. Anyway, I won't say who it was, but she wasn't amused. Okay, let's see a few more questions. Are you going to make it look like a filming set from one of his movies? Yes, we are, John. Yes, we are. John asked if we're going to make the Bruce Lee exhibit look like a filming set from one of his movies. Yes, we are. There is an exhibit I think in Hong Kong that has something like that, and I was so impressed with it. And I said, my God, they stole my idea, So that's okay. That's okay. They didn't really steal my idea, but that's the idea I always had in my mind, and they did it. So thank you guys from, I think it's on Hong Kong or China that has that exhibit. So yes, we're going to do it just like one of the sets. So I'll probably Enter the Dragon or something like that, but or one of them. But yeah, that's exactly what we plan to do. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. John says, so if I got people. Okay, John says, "Wow, if I got to keep one of my costumes from a movie, it would be in a display case on a mannequin." Yeah, I went to one of the guys named Wally. I don't know Wally's last name. Forgive me. He's got long hair. Great guy. Lives down the street from me. And great guy. He's a voiceover. Does a lot of great stuff. And he has in his home, and I don't want to tell you all the details, but he's got uniforms galore from the actual TV shows. The actual TV shows from all the uniforms. I won't tell you which ones because I don't want to make anybody tempting to go there. But his house, his place is filled with mannequins with the uniforms of the actual things there. He's even got one of, I won't even say, but I go in that place and I'm overwhelmed because there are more uniforms on mannequins all set up than there is the place to walk. It's hard to walk through there because the whole place is filled with them. He's got a treasure case of items. I go, my God, that's from James Bond. Oops, sorry. You didn't hear that. But anyway, he's got them all there, and it is amazing to see. It is amazing to see how much real stuff he's actually got on display. So, I do have, years ago, I was in a movie. I don't like to talk myself too much about that way, but I was in about 4 movies, and one of them I was a co-star, and I still have the uniform from that movie. It was a movie called Sci-Fighter. They changed the name to Extreme Fighter. And I am the only person, you're talking to the only person that has fought Don the Dragon Wilson, on film and didn't lose. Yep, I'm the only person. I tell that to Don all the time. He goes, no, you ran away. I said, I was a monkey guy. And I said, I jumped back in the tree, but you never defeated me. Never at all. So I never lost. So I'm the only guy that's never been beaten up by Don Wilson on film. So real life, he'll throw me all over the place. But on film, I'm the only one. So a little bit of tidbit there. If you see the Sci-Fighter poster, that's me and the little me like this in the corner. So anyway, my claim to fame is being on a few movies. I don't like to be in movies. I like to be behind the camera as producer. I enjoy producing a lot of stuff. I do a lot of videos and stuff. Producing that part I enjoy a lot. But in front of the camera, I don't like too much, doing the acting. It's okay. I acted years ago, and many plays, live plays I used to do many years ago. That was a lot of fun to do. But, doing shows and all that, I don't know. We'll see. Okay, more questions over here. Let's see. Robert says, what a journey ahead. Yes, we have a big journey ahead. I'm looking always forward, looking forward. My glass is always more than half full. Even if there's this much in liquid, it's still, we got that much in liquid, we can still move forward. So I'm looking forward to great things happening, hopefully this year, and things get cleared up, and that way we can get back to normal and have great stuff happening. So we're going to have a great journey. We know we have. We know we will. Let's see. Rod says, I'm going to be a friend. A few people are talking to each other. Oh, yeah. Robert and Doug are saying hello to each other. It's kind of cool. Thank you for doing that. Oh, Cliff Kwan has a question. Michael, you have a wealth of knowledge with a ton of great stories. I hope you are well. I being an old fart, Joe will know this. I'm not calling you an old fart, Joe, but Joe and I will know this, Joe Rebello. Being in the martial arts for a long time, it all comes with it, the knowledge and knowing people for a long time. And being there is very important to be part of that. So I can go back to the 60s, the early 60s. And from there, my history being part of martial arts all that time, I was part of that whole community. So I'm very connected with, Benny Peters and all their families. I knew them all. So all of those people I grew up with. So to me, it's kind of personal, the museum, because growing up with people who weren't anybody before they got into terms, before they got into movies, before they all that stuff like that. And it's kind of neat to be part of that. So if you're an old fart in the martial arts, been there as old as me and Joe and the other people, you get to know all this knowledge, and it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun knowledge. And then when we share it with everybody really enjoys listening to it. I hope they enjoy listening to it. There are great stories out there that I'm dying to tell. And when we get people around here, we'll do more fireside conversations, shall we say, with many great people. Doug Wong has great stories. Kyle Totten has great stories. Many people have great stories out there. John Corcoran had such great stories. And again, my God, to lose such an icon, and all those stories are gone that he used to tell me all the time, But anyway, we do have some great stuff out there and people to enjoy. I hope you guys do enjoy them. They're our history, they're our martial arts history, and it's fun to enjoy that history. It really is, to have that at least connection, because when people talk about, this person and that person, it's kind of be nice to connect, especially if you're doing that art. So it's kind of cool to have those stories. Again, we don't give you tales. We try to tell you exactly, as much as we know, what actually happened. But there are a ton of great stories out there. Let's see, more questions. Let's see. Graham says, you had a gray outfit and a hoodie. I have the movie. Yeah, it is actually brown. Is it brown? Yeah, it is brown. It kind of looks grayish in the movie, but it's actually brown. I do have the uniform. Thank you. That was my first. Gramps is asking about the movie I did as Sci Fighter, and it was I did that in 2003, and I played the Monkey Man in there. Art Camacho, my good friend, one of my best friends in the world, got me on there, got my SAG card, and he had me in the film. First real major film I ever did. It was interesting. I was more nervous than anything else. The moves I planned, they didn't like. They didn't like the monkey moves I planned, so they created the moves for me, and that was fine. It's a movie. What can I say? So it was interesting. I love being on the ropes. I had ropes behind me, and I got to fly up from the tree and back and all that to do the movie. So I got to do wireworks in the movie. Yeah, I went before I did the movie to my friend of mine who was in gymnastics, and I did for like a month before wireworks at the gym. So I learned how to do flips and all this on the wire. But when I got to the movie, all they wanted me to do is jump in the tree and jump back in the tree, and that was it. That's all they wanted me to do. So all that money I wasted in wireworks learning how to do that for the movie, they didn't even use it. But that's okay. It was a lot of fun to do the movie. It was great to hang out with Don Wilson and Cynthia Rothrock and Art Camacho and all those guys. It was a lot of fun. So interesting movie. It was fun to do. It was fun to do. So anyway, let's see. Happy Super Bowl Sunday from Lexi. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Me too. Behind the camera is the best. Yes, Alexi says she agrees with me on being behind the camera rather than in front. My profession before I did the museum was a producer. I used to produce commercials for Blue Cross of California. That was what I did, and I went to the American Film Institute to learn how to be a producer and director, and so I would do those, being behind it as a producer and putting it together and all that. I thought it was a lot of fun. I still enjoy that the most. I used to hire. Here's a quick thing you didn't know. When I used to do commercials for Blue Cross, they're not martial arts commercials, just fun commercials about, family and different things. And I used to hire Art Camacho to direct my commercials, which is kind of cool. It's kind of neat. Art Camacho became real close friends, but I used to hire him to do my commercials. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of interesting. A little tidbit you didn't know. Art Camacho did the commercials, worked for me, for Blue Cross, and we did a bunch of commercials and other stuff. I really enjoy doing producing. Producing is a lot of fun. I love the organization of the whole thing and running a thing. I helped produce the Al Ray Network series that just came out called The Camacho Experiment. I just produced that. So that was a lot of fun to do. So I enjoy producing. Okay, let's see. Another question. Which platform is Doug Hansen on? Doug is on YouTube. Doug is on YouTube. So if you want to talk to Doug Hansen on YouTube, okay. And everybody, if you can, if you're watching on Facebook Live, if you don't mind going over to the Martial Arts History Museum's YouTube channel, I'm doing a live broadcast from there, and we get points if you do watch me from there. You don't have to go over there, but if you want to go over to YouTube and watch me from there, we get viewing time from everybody watching on YouTube. So let's see. Here's another question. Jake says, good afternoon. Thank you very much. Art's hair is too perfect. Jake has a question, and he says, Art Camacho's hair is too perfect. Yes, it is, and it is real. Yes, Art Camacho hair is real. Yes, it is. People say, no, your hair is too great. No, it is real, and I'm so jealous. He's got great hair. He really does. I'm just so jealous of people who have great hair. Mine's as thin as At least I got a little bit, but you know, comes with being alive for a long time. Just that just happens. But our Camacho, I don't know where he gets all that hair. Must have stolen it from somebody. Let's see. Jake says it's actually Troy. I'm not sure your question, but yeah, our Camacho. Our Camacho and I go way, 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 way back. One of my best friends in the world, our Camacho. We've done a lot of stuff. We have been through the ringer and back. Him and I together. We've been through so much together. You wouldn't tell you how much we've been through together. He's been a great guy, very supportive of the museum. I'm so thankful to that. So if you're watching, I appreciate you watching. If you got to go, you got to go. But thank you. We're just doing a kind of Q&A here. And it's kind of fun to always, try to answer your questions best I can. And it's always fun. Like my T-shirt, I didn't realize I had a yellow dragon here, the yellow dragon on my cap. I got too much museum wear. My wife complains that I always wear the Martial Arts History Museum logo, and I have another shirt with a logo, and I wear it. And I said, look, I'm a walking advertisement. Every time I go someplace, people will look at it and they say, hey, where's the museum? All the time, all the time. It happens all the time, and so it's a walking billboard. So wearing it, it's kind of fun, and people always ask questions. And it's kind of fun to tell them more than that. Okay, Brian says, happy Sunday. Thank you, Brian. Brian Sincom watching. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in to hear me rattle on and stuff like that. I enjoy it. I really do enjoy these talks. It's a lot of fun to do, and it gets me connected with people. Uh, uh, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he's the guy that started the fireside chat. He was president at the time, and he did the fireside chats, and he talked to the people from the radio. And it was a great thing to be connected to everybody through that way. And that kind of started everything for everybody, a great way to connect. And now that we can connect here on media, using different forms of media, it's kind of cool to connect with people because we couldn't do that before. So now we have. It is my goal. Someone asked me, do you plan to do a live broadcast of a museum tour? Yes, we do. We are planning that. I'm going to have my friend Mario Prado. He's a former cover photographer for Black Belt Magazine, and he's going to be here, and we're going to set it up. So I'm going to give everybody a live tour of the actual museum because I know some people can't make it all the way here to California. And so give everybody a live tour and talk about the different artifacts in the museum. So that's kind of fun. I do a lot of private tours that way, and it takes about an hour to go through. But we go into detail about where we got stuff and what it means and all that stuff like that. So yes, we are planning it. I don't know when we're going to be doing it, but we're doing it pretty soon. So not too long, maybe in a month or so. We'll see what happens. Maybe sooner than that. But to do a nice live broadcast so all of you can see it and ask questions if you have questions. That'd be kind of cool. It may take longer than an hour. That's okay. That's okay. We do what we can. So since I'm back, I had just a great chat with Ronda Ferguson, 2004 judo Olympian. Thank you. Sensei's talking about he had a chat with Ronda Ferguson, 2004 judo Olympian. The martial arts, having judo in the Olympics, I think it was 1964, something like that. With James Bergman and all those guys were in judo, became part of the Olympics. Thank you to Jigoro Kano for being the spearhead, trying to get in the Olympics. And Ferguson, we won a bronze medal in the first time we entered the Olympics. And I think Kayla Harrison, just recently in the last couple Olympics, won a gold medal. Our first time judo gold medal Olympian, Kayla Harrison. So congratulations to Kayla for doing that. How cool is that to get a gold medal? It would be nice to have one of the gold medals on display, but I don't. If I had the gold medal, I'm not putting it on display anywhere in the museum. No, thank you. I'm going to keep that at home. So anyway, it'd be nice to have Kayla Harrison's uniform, the one who won the gold medal for America. That was very cool. have one of our uniforms here on display. That'd be pretty nice. So Olympics, now we have Taekwondo in the Olympics and all that different stuff in there. So different things in there. And it'd be nice to have a section talking about the Olympics and the importance. We have the Perez family and all them in the Olympics. It'd be nice to have a little thing on that, getting the martial arts into the Olympics. So, people really look up to the Olympics and have martial arts in there. It's very cool. So anyway, Robert says, can't wait for the tour. That will rack up the hours here. Yeah. It's going to be a fun tour, guys. We'll make a big announcement. We're going to have the live tour, and that'll be pretty good. Hopefully the signal won't cut off. We have Spectrum over here. If you saw those Spectrum commercials, we're 99%, qualified or something like that. Yeah, it's more like 99% off than on. It goes off so many times. I'm shocked we're still displaying here on YouTube and Facebook because the internet connection is really bad here in Los Angeles area. It's just really bad. I don't know why. I guess it's the amount of people. That's probably it. Too many people watching now, working from home. So it's gobbling up time. Okay, let's see more questions. Not forgetting Hall of Famer Ronda Rousey. Right. We'd love to have one of Ronda Rousey's uniform on display as well. These are the people that open the doors. Ronda Rousey was an Olympic champion as well. Her mom, right? Her mom was a champion as well. So nice to have a good thing on the Olympics. It'd be kind of cool to have that, especially the uniforms. So that's pretty neat. Especially some of those guys' uniforms from the '60s. They're still alive. We just talked to Hayward Nishiyama. Sorry, Hayward. Anyway, I hate to say Hayward. So anyway, he was talking about having his uniform here, and I think that'd be fantastic. So I usually see him every year. At this next week, I usually see Hayward Nishioka. Thank you, Hayward every year. And since the COVID, we gather every year. Ron Chappelle, years ago, Mr. Parker used to always go, excuse me, to a restaurant in Chinatown called the Wong Kok Restaurant. Wong Kok, Wonkok. I know it sounds weird, Wong Kok. That's the name of the restaurant, believe me. So Mr. Parker used to go there every time. All the time, his favorite restaurant was there in Chinatown here in LA. And he'd always be there, and Ron Chappelle would be there, and all those guys would hang out there all the time. The matter of fact, that was my favorite restaurant. Matter of fact, my instructor's favorite restaurant. When we go for Monkey Kung Fu, our Monkey Kung Fu classes will last from 4 to 5 hours long. Yes, that's how long the class was. After class, which was like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning, we'd go to Wong Kok Restaurant. Me and my friend, the instructor, would go to the Wong Kok Restaurant, and we'd have food there every time. So we were always there. So Ron Chappelle would have these dinners every year at Wong Kok Restaurant. So I've been so glad to be part of those dinners, going there every year in February, and Ron pays for everybody. That's so nice of him. And so every year he invites me, and I go every year, and Hayward Nishioka and all these guys are there. Everybody's there. You name it are there from the Kempo world, are there at the restaurant, and we have a great time. We have a lot of fun in Chinatown. We do it every year, I think the second week of February, around Chinese New Year, somewhere around that time period. And it's supposed to happen this next week. But of course, COVID is there, and the restaurant's closed, so we can't have it. But we do that every year. I get to see Ron Chappelle, all these guys, from the back in the day in the Kempo world especially, are all there. Everybody's there. And, to hang out and have dinner with them. And this is the first year we're going to miss it. And that's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to not see everybody. And COVID, who knows what's going to happen, but it would have been nice. So that was going to happen this week coming up. And, COVID, what can I say? Anyway, let's see what else. Send back. Sensei Emmett says, let's see. Sensei Emmett says, I'm looking forward to our chat next week, Mike. I'm a big museum fan, and you have so many awesome stories about the legends of martial arts you grew up with, and so many of them. Thank you very much, Sensei Emmett. Are you coming by next week? Are you coming out here? I don't know how far people come to visit the museum. People come from all over, and it's very cool. Claudia Lopez is watching. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for watching. Sean Foon is watching. They're saying Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Yes, there you go. There you go. Is it? I used to say the LA Rams. Now we're LA Rams again. So the LA Rams, they're not in there this year. So if we had Roman Gabriel back, we'd be in the Super Bowl every year, right? So Claudia says, love that hat. Thank you very much. You know, we have nice new variety of hats that we're coming up with. It's literally on the wall behind me. I wish I could turn the computer around. Let me see if I can turn it around so you guys can see the hats. I can't tell. No, you can't. It's too wired up. So anyway, we have tons of new hats on here and for people to enjoy. Great hats. And we're going to be posting those in a few weeks. I'm working out the bugs and get everything situated so we can sell the hats online. So anyway, Claudia is way cool. Robert says, Claudia is way cool. Claudia, you have a fan over here. Robert McCullough says you are way cool. So anyway, I'm going to be talking with Claudia later, right? Claudia, yay, cool cat, Claudia Lopez. Sensei Emmett, I emailed you about my podcast. I think we settled on the 17th. Oh, the podcast, right, the podcast. Let me double check on that. Let's see. While you're here online, I can look at it. Okay, February, was it right? Filming podcast. Yes. Okay. Sensei Emmett, email me about that again. Give me the dates and times so I'm all set up. Okay, Sensei Emmett, if you don't mind emailing me or texting me the dates and times for the podcast and all that so we can get everything set up. I have a lot, here at the museum, we do a lot of stuff, other stuff. We're filming this week as well, this next week, and stuff I hear at the museum. And stuff I don't post, because this is their stuff. And I don't post that. But we do a lot of shooting here at the museum. We've had a History Channel shoot here, A&E shoot here. We've had Ancient Alien shoot here. We've had, you name it, we've had them shoot here at the museum. So it's kind of cool that they come here. We bring in historians when they do shoot here. So if they want to learn about a certain topic, we bring them in. Thankfully, they're all local here. And so we'll bring them in for History Channel and A&E and all that. So we have a great time in there at all. So it's kind of cool to have the museum on display at the History Channel. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. So thank them very much. So anyway, let's see. Robert says, yeah, I want a hat and a T-shirt. There you go. There you go. Thank you, Robert. Very cool. And a cup of coffee and a coffee cup. That's an excellent question. Robert brought up the things we have on sale. We used to have coffee cups. They didn't sell well. I'm limited on space of what I have right here behind me, in front of me, of what we have for sale. And we used to have coffee cups, and they just didn't sell, And finally, we finished selling the last one. It took like a year or more to sell, a dozen, and we just stopped ordering them after that because, people give them away so much and whatever. So we try to put out here because space is our limitation, and put what I sell. So unfortunately, we don't have a coffee cup anymore. So maybe later on we will. But anyway, Sensei Emmett, will do. I understand you're a busy guy. It's a big job you have, and all we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Sensei Emmett says he's going to text me and send me the information. Thank you very much. Guys, always check in with me if we have an event or something together the night before. I'm always happy to give my cell phone out to those guys who are doing interviews with me and stuff like that. It's always good to check on and see, make sure everybody's connected, with COVID, everything's all over the place. So we'll see. Robert says, what about jackets? We had museum jackets, believe it or not. We did. We had those jersey style with a different color sleeve and all that, museum jacket. We did have that for a while. We had about maybe, we made 12 of them. James Liu has one. Our Camacho has one. And a few other people have them. And we just made it as a prototype. We never could. I think we sold one and that was it. So we stopped making them. But we will start making them again. I'm looking at different styles of different types of jackets. I saw this fantastic one at Walt Disney Productions. Down the street, literally, almost a stone's throw away, is Walt Disney's production studios. I used to work there back in the 70s as a graphic artist for Walt Disney Productions. And they have on the lot a store, a Disney store. And I go on the lot periodically. Last time I went, I saw Alan Horn there, the president of Disney. Great supporter of the museum. Thank you, Alan, for always supporting us. And they have a store there. So I get in, I get to go see the store. It's very cool. And they had these really nice kind of bomber jackets that had Mickey Mouse on it. And I said, that's it. That's the one we're going to make, a unique style of bomber jacket with some patches and, you know, embroidery on it. And that's going to be pretty neat. So, Robert, that's our plan, is to make a bomber style jacket with a museum logo and all. It's going to be pretty cool. So I'm dying to get it myself. I can see it in my mind. So, but yeah, we'll be having jackets later on. But over here in California, you don't need jackets that much. You know, it's always sunny. Look at it right now. The sun is shining. It's at least, what, a cold 75 degrees out here. You know, we're freezing right now. It's always sunny here most of the time. You know, it's always California. You know, we don't need jackets that much. So, you know, I'm wearing a little sweater. I don't know why. It's so sunny, but I'm just used to wearing it. But yeah, we don't use jackets too much out here. So, you know, what can I say? California, we're weird. We're weird out here. We are weird, you know. Anyway, let's see more questions. Evan says a museum patch for a gi would be cool. Matter of fact, look right here. Museum patches. Yes, we have museum patches. They're going to be online later on, and we do have them. So, yay, museum patches. We also have little museum pins. Where's the pin right here? There we go. Oh, it's gone. It's somewhere in there. Yeah, it's somewhere there. I'll get it later. So, yeah, we have all that funny stuff. Good stuff in the museum. Little pins, little stuff, trinkets, and all that we have in the museum. We'll put them online later on. Okay. Let's see. More questions. Idea Emmett. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we'll make those patches available for later on, so you guys can enjoy. Let's see more questions over here. Claudia, how you doing? Claudia's over here on Facebook. Thank you for signing on Facebook, Claudia. Love the hat. Thank you. Let's see what other questions. Okay, I'm scrolling through here. Back and forth. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, so we are all done with questions. Okay, you got any more new questions for me, guys? I'll do my best to answer the best I can. If you guys, those of you who have hung on with me, thank you for hanging on. I appreciate that very much. We're raking up watch time on YouTube. Again, if you tuned in just now, we are only about 800 viewing hours away from getting monetized. Isn't that fantastic? We are now at 3,000, around 3,200 viewing hours. We've been picking up 50 viewing hours a day. And so we are getting closer and closer. So hopefully we will get over that threshold and hit 4,000 viewing hours in the next couple of weeks. So that's fantastic. Thank you all for doing that. So anyway, very cool of you. Oh, here's a question on here. It is quite huge. I know, you know, I'm not a collector of patches, which I should have been. You know, that would have been kind of cool. But we want to have a little area that has all the different patches and all the fun stuff about martial arts later on when space provides, of all those different things, because there have been some really cool patches over the years that people have made. I have one of the original patches from Mr. Ed Parker. Yes, I do. We donated to the museum. One of the originals of patch of Mr. Ed Parker. So that's kind of cool. I have that here at the museum. It's not on display. I have it packed away, but we do have the original patch. So it's kind of cool to have that one on display. So it's very nice. So Robert says, do you have any posters? We do have some posters. Space-wise, I don't really collect them because, you know, you got to be careful, put them in those tubes and all that. So we have some posters, but not a lot. When we do more things and can broaden up, we will have a lot of posters. We're asking people to donate posters and different things later on. But right now, we don't have a lot of posters, just space-wise. Excuse me, we just don't have a lot of space for storage. So that's why we're asking people to hold on to their stuff. Sean Foon has a question. Is there a documentary by the museum on Big Trouble in Little China? That was a great movie. You know, it's a cult classic. It's an amazing movie, but it was actually a box office flop. It came out and it lost money. It did not do the studio well, and they went on, and it just was not good in the box office. But as time went on, it became a cult classic. People were watching it more and more, and all of a sudden it's out there and become a big, well-known film, and again, a cult classic where people really enjoyed it. So it has, just like Steve Odekirk's Kung Pao movie has become a cult classic as well. Steve didn't know it at the time. It didn't do well when it came out at the time. He sold the rights to the movie, and now it became a cult classic, and people enjoy it. So people are watching it now more than they did when it came out. Same thing with Big Trouble in Little China. They watch it now more than when it first came out. But when it first came out, it didn't do well in the box office. Surprisingly, some of these films, that you think who are gigantic films didn't do well when they came out in the theaters, That is just how it is. And people later appreciate how good it is, and then it gets out there and people can enjoy it. So will there be a documentary on the Big Trouble in Little China? I don't know. That's a good question to ask. It would be kind of nice to do that. We'd have to get a hold of John Carpenter and Kurt Russell and all those people, but that would be a nice idea to do. So good question, Sean. One of the many things we will look into later on, but I know we're always looking into this stuff. And we do our best. We do our best, guys. Believe me. So it'd be nice to do that. But we're happy to always have the cast of Big Trouble in Little China at Dragonfest. Almost the whole cast is there. Sans John Carpenter and Kurt Russell and the big stars. But we get everybody else there. Gerald Kimura's there. Albert Leong's there. James Lewis there. All these people are always there. Eric Lee, everybody who is in the movie are always to be there at the Dragonfest. So we're always great to have Dragonfest. Will we have Dragonfest this year? The goal is yes. August 21st is the date. We're going to have it only one day this year because of COVID. But the date is August 21st. Will it happen? I don't know. The reason why I say that, it's penciled in. We got the date. We got the place. But, right now with the shots going out for COVID, the vaccine, and, it's all over the place. And are they going to let us open up again? I don't know. We don't know what's happening. Nobody knows what's happening. It's all over the place. Nobody knows what we're going to do, if we can open up or not. So everything's in limbo right now. So the goal is, yes, August 21st. But right now we're not going to advertise it yet because, again, the venue, the place that we're going to have it at, the Pickwick Gardens, they can't rent out the place right now because, COVID. They can't rent it out. Are they going to be in business by then? I don't know. They were trying to sell it a while back. And last year, they couldn't have any events after February. And all the events were canceled. So they have been closed down for a year. And that's where they make their entire money, from people doing events at the convention center. And now, is it going to be there in August? I don't know. So we're going to have to play this by ear. We're going to have to see if they allow us to have events. Again, we're going to see if the place is still going to be there. I don't know. So everything is in limbo. But right now, for your question, is Dragonfest going to happen? Yes. Dragonfest is scheduled for August 21st. We're still planning it for that time period. There we go. And time period. But we're going to have to see when it gets closer if the place is still going to be there, if we're going to be able to have it. So everything's kind of in limbo right now. Okay, let's see another question. Do you do a poster for Dragonfest when it's on? Yes, we do. We do a poster for Dragonfest. Matter of fact, look at this. See how prepared I was? This is our poster for Dragonfest right here, so you can see it. See Dragonfest, and we put all the stars, if you can see it. See all these great guys? See all these people? Oh, look at that. All these people. We got so many people that come, and all these people do seminars. Look at all those people that come. And then on the back, we do seminars. These are schedule our seminars that people do, all free of charge, for doing the seminars. So once you pay to get in Dragonfest, you can enjoy the seminars. So yes, we do these posters every year. They're very cool. And many people have sponsored us in the past. So many thank you to all of them for doing that. And but we do a poster for Dragonfest. But we're just kind of holding on right now. We're kind of holding on right now. Let's see. In your opinion, besides being a cartoon, who would win in a fight between the Ninja Turtles, Splinter, and Mr. Miyagi? Well, there you go. Well, Mr. Miyagi had Fumio Demura. Fumio Demura is the one who did all the fighting. So Fumio would win all the time. I'm just going to say that. Fumio Demura is a man. Great man. Wonderful man. He's been here so many times helping me out. I feel very personal touch with Sensei Fumio Demura. Just a beautiful, beautiful man. Let's see. Top movie. What is my top movie? My top movie is Shaolin Martial Arts. It is by the Shaw Brothers. The names change here and there, but it is the one where the guy went like this to the bell. Remember that? Goes like this to the bell, and Fu Shang was in there, and he learned the crane style, and then the other guy went in the river, and he picked out the fish, like that with his hands. That's my favorite movie. I think it's called Shaolin Martial Arts. That's my favorite movie of all time. The Shaw Brothers movie, Shaolin Martial Arts, and then Shaolin Temple is my second favorite movie. After that, so I'm a big Shaw Brothers fan. Love the Shaw Brothers. Sean Foon says, "How come no more press passes for Dragonfest?" We never had press pass for Dragonfest. We never had a press drive. We start. Oh yeah, in the beginning we started. The very beginning we had press passes for Dragonfest, but the people abused them. We knew. Wait a minute, that guy's not at the press, and we saw someone else in press pass. They're not at the press, and the people wouldn't shoot the stuff and wouldn't air it, whatever. And people just took advantage of the press passes that we used to have. And they never did anything for us. They just wanted to get in. And I said, guys, this is a charity. The whole money coming from the Dragonfest is donated to the museum to keep the museum going. That's what we depend on, the money from the Dragonfest and people's donations. And when you get a press pass, that's less money going to the museum. And they didn't care. They didn't care, and they gave us such a hard time about the press passes. And we are demanding a press pass. Believe me, when people demand anything, I said, guys, we're done. We're done. I don't argue, period. I don't argue at all. Say, there's the door, And they were demanding press passes, and then that's why I said, that's it. No more press passes for anybody. Only those we prearrange. And we talk to people that we really know really well, like NBC News and Channel 5 News. I know very well, and they are always welcome, and they do come. We're always on Channel 5 and Channel 11 and Channel 7. We're always happy to have them there. If they don't take advantage of it, they come, they shoot, and they go, and we're happy to have them. So those people we already prearranged, and a few others we prearranged for them because we know them, and they've been doing stuff for the museum, helping us out. We're happy to provide those kind of press passes, but we don't provide any more press passes to anybody else. That's money taken away from the museum, and people abused it, so we just don't do it anymore. We just don't do it. Anyway, good question, though. Thank you, Sean. Let's see. Someone says, fantastic poster. Thank you very much. I try to make it like a sort of a Comic-Con-ish style, with the rays and all that. Sort of a Comic-Con-ish kind of look to it, so that's what we do. It's a little different every year. It's not too much. So kind of the same. So anyway, let's say another question. I've not seen that movie. We'll check it out. The Shaolin Martial Arts. Yeah, you'll love that movie. Great movie. That's where Kill Bill got the one. Remember in Kill Bill, the person, she learned how to do the punch, and then she learned it with this way, with a hand and then the punch for the movie. But it's really the punch and then the hand. That's what it is in the movie. And that's where Quentin Tarantino got it from there and put it in his movie. So that's the starting where Kill Bill came from that punch. Robert says, how much is a Dragonfest ticket? Let me see. I got to look on here myself. Dragonfest ticket is $30. $30, the same as it's been for a few years. $30, you get to enjoy the whole day. That includes all the seminars. So we had this last time we had what 3 times 15, 18 seminars. So all you get to enjoy all the seminars. We won't have that many this year because we're making it one day if we have it this year. But all the seminars are included in that. So you get all the seminars free. It's a tax deduction as well, $30 tax deduction that helps out the museum. So anyway, and you get to see all those stars. How cool it is, what is it is to see everybody there. You know, it's really cool. It's like a big reunion, Dragonfest, to have a lot of people there. It is like a big reunion. So we have a great time at Dragonfest. We have a great time. Sensei Emmett says, 5-finger death touch. There you go. I like that. Let's see. Bargain price indeed. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, you know, Comic-Con and all that. Yeah, I was at Comic-Con the year before, not last year because they closed it. And those tickets are really expensive. You know, to Comic-Con, really expensive. So, but that's a great convention to go to, Comic-Con. They're not going to have it this year. I was told they're not going to have it this year. And again, I'm hoping to have Dragonfest this year. That would be terrible. That'd be really devastating to us because, again, that's where we raise the bulk of our funds, a big part of our funds from Dragonfest. That helps out the museum a lot. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hopefully everybody will get their shots, and hopefully we'll be able to open up as we should. We should all be able to open up soon, and that'll be fantastic. We'll have our events again and all that. I finally went out to dinner last night. They finally allowed us to do outside dining. I know outside dining was canceled in California. Anyway, they got outside dining again, so I finally got to enjoy a meal outside. So that was nice. That was nice. I had a Mexican burrito. That's what I had. Very cool. Anyway, let's see. More questions. Will there ever be a Dragonfest in Europe? Sensei Emmett. Nope. I can tell you that right off. You know, Dragonfest is not an easy thing to put on. You know, years before I did the museum, I used to host other conventions. I was a director of several conventions, San Fernando Valley Health Fair, many other conventions I did for Vegas as a director of conventions before I even did Dragonfest. And these are costly things to put on. It's not cheap. They're not cheap to put on at all, especially when you want to do a good event. You know, we spend quite a bit by a grant from the city we used and many more. It's very expensive to put on. And we put them on, and the pipe and drape alone, to rent the pipe and drape, it's over $8,000 to rent it. Just the pipe and drape, just to rent it for 2 days. You know, so imagine the cost of everything else. So it is really expensive to put on. I can tell you that. But we are so thankful that the martial arts figures and icons and movie stars and everybody donate their time to come to the museum. And without any cost at all, they donate their time. They set up a booth. They sell their stuff. We don't collect anything. If they want to give it a little bit, they can. But they donate their time to come and appear at Dragonfest and have a booth there. That is so nice of them. I want to say a big thank you out to Michael Jai White. You know, Michael Jai White was filming in Canada, and Dragonfest was the next weekend, and he promised he would be there. He flew at his own expense from Canada to Burbank, appeared at Dragonfest for the 2 days, and flew back to Canada for filming. How nice was that? How nice was that? So we are so thankful to so many people. We've only had one person bug us for money and got you know, no, I want to get paid and this and that. And I said, then don't come. Then don't come. So they didn't come. So anyway, we are thankful for people to help us out because this is all for the museum, guys. This is all for our history, and that's what it's about. So everything at Dragonfest, we don't pay for anybody to come. We just pay for performers, but we don't pay for them. The city pays for the performers. They pay for the performers. The museum's not paying for them. They give us a grant for that. But for people there coming to Dragonfest, they just do it at the kindness of their heart to help out the museum because this is a great goal for everybody. The museum's not just about me, it's not about us, it's about all of us together. And this is for all of us to have a home for the martial arts for many, many years, long after we're gone, to be here. So anyway, okay, there are more questions. All forms of dining are canceled. Robert says, all forms of dining are canceled here and everything else. Only thing you can do here is go to the store, supermarket, and some exercise, but no gym. Yep. That's kind of sad. What can I say? What can I say? Let's say Roberts. Oh, Sensei Emmett says it's the same here. Yep, yep. What part of Ireland are you in? Oh, okay, a couple of people are talking to each other. I see. Okay, they're in the UK. People are watching for the United Kingdom. Great place. I went there twice, I think. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed going there. I'll have to go again. Let's say near Manchester. Very good. Excellent. Okay, a couple people having conversation from across the coast in England. So very good place to visit. I enjoyed going there. It was a lot of fun. And where did you go? All the typical places. Buckingham Palace, all those places like that. We were at Broome Park, I think what it was, or Kensington. I forget. But all the typical places. I see all the great stuff. So it was a lot of fun to go there. If I hung out there a long time, I would have picked up an English accent because it's really fun accent. When you go there and everybody's talking English, oh, that's pretty cool. And your words start talking like that. It's kind of cool. I pick up habits quickly. Let's see. Okay, Glenn says, have you seen Ip Man 4, the finale movie? I only saw one of the Ip Man movies. I don't go to movies too much. I used to go all the time, but I don't go to movies too much. The only Ip Man movie, and I don't know which one this was, is with the one with Mike Tyson and was in it. And I went there. RZA, was it RZA that invited me? Yeah, RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. Was it RZA? Yeah, it was. It was RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan. RZA had been here at the museum many times, and he invited me to go to the premiere of one of the Ip Man movies. So Mike Tyson was there, Snoop Dogg was there, and a bunch of other people were there. So I got to see all these guys up close. It was kind of cool. And so he invited me to the premiere, and I brought Arcamacho with me and one other person, and we had a lot of fun there. And that was the last one I saw. So I haven't seen the other Ip Man ones, but the one with Mike Tyson is the one I saw. So I had a lot of fun at the premiere. That was pretty cool to be invited. It was very nice of people. I appreciate that when they invite me. That's kind of cool of them. So it was good. I had a great time. Oh, Robert says that was Ip Man 3. Is that was it? Okay, thank you, Robert. Okay, Sensei Emma says you should hear some Irish accents. In some part, it's unrecognizable as English. I'm Irish and I can't understand some parts of the country. I know. I've watched some movies and fun stuff where someone talks in Irish and they're fantastic. I love it, but sometimes I can't understand them. Now with people wearing the mask, I can't even understand them as well. Funny quick story. Thank you everybody for hanging on. I appreciate it. Fun stories. My family, where I grew up, is hard of hearing. My father was hard of hearing. My brother is super hard of hearing. And in my family, I had to talk. That's why I talk loud. Everybody says I talk loud. I do, because growing up, I had to repeat myself so many times to my brother, especially my father, because they couldn't hear me. And I had to talk loud. So I got so tired of repeating everything, I just talk loud. I'm naturally talking loud all the time because of them. My brother today still is the same. I still have to talk loud, even louder now, because he's so hard of hearing. So I grew up with a family that they weren't deaf, but they were very hard of hearing. And so I had to talk really loud. So that's why I always talk loud. And people never say to me, can you talk louder? I never need a mic because I had to talk loud all my life because of them. So when I did public speaking, I had no problem talking loud because I was naturally talking loud because my family just couldn't hear me. They just, that's just the way it was. So anyway. Okay, let's see. More questions. Let's see. I would love to stay all day. Emmett says, same goes for Scotland and parts of England. There you go. There you go. Robert says, love here would stay all day. Yeah. I want to say again, thank you everybody for watching at this time. We've already clocked in a good amount of time for helping us. Everybody who watches on YouTube, the minutes are counted and we get that credited to our YouTube channel. So thank you everybody for watching from YouTube. Facebook. We don't get the credits on Facebook, but we get a lot of people watching all over the place. So that's very cool. So thank you everybody for doing that. Claudia mentioned the hats, and I'll start ending the conversation now with this. Yes, this is the hats. This is my design, the museum logo. Um, um, I'm not a logo designer. I'm not. The people who are so gifted and talented to do logo designs, and I'm just not really good at that. But this came out okay. It came out okay. I used bits and pieces of all of them, put something together, like a little here, a little there, grab a little here, and then design it and put it together. It came out okay. Came out okay. I think it looks pretty nice. We got some hats that look pretty cool, and now with a new design. And so I hope people enjoy the design. So we got. I tried to do everything themed with the museum with the dragon in there. It's sort of like Starbucks. Starbucks used to have that mermaid, holding their legs or whatever, and all that. And now they put Starbucks and all around it. Now they just have the face of the mermaid or whatever on there now. So I'm trying to make sure the logo of the museum is out there. People will enjoy and recognize the logo. If they see the logo, say, "Oh, that's the Martial Arts History Museum." Just like Mickey Mouse. They say Mickey Mouse, oh, Disneyland, all that, with the Mickey Mouse ears and all that. So I'm trying to get a little more recognizable by putting the museum logo out there more and more in all our stuff. So even the business cards, business cards have the logo, and other stuff. We try to put the logo everywhere, put it on our pamphlets, and stuff like that. So we put it everywhere we can. Okay, let's see. Any more questions? Thanks for your time then. Okay, well, that's it, everybody. James says, James Burke, thank you. James Burke for watching. Good day, my friend. And Robert says you could do a plastic sport cup. Yes, we plan to do a plastic sport cup later on. Yeah, they're not big sellers out here in the Southern California. There are so many out here, and people give them free like crazy out here. They give them free, especially you go to a convention, they're free everywhere. So it's hard to do a sports cup and compete with everybody else out there because so many are given free. Just like the face mask and other stuff. There's so many. I had a face mask here. Here it is. We have a face mask here. See, here's our face mask. See, face mask. And this was provided by somebody. Somebody gave this to me. Robert Deal gave me that face mask. It was not cost effective for us to make it. So that's why we don't do it. But somebody made that for us and gave it to us. That's very nice of them. But it's just not cost effective. Robert McCullough says, or a backpack. Probably so. A backpack would be fantastic later on. Yeah. So anyway, I just want to say thank you, all of you, for spending your time with me. I know Super Bowl is going to start pretty soon, and I hope everybody has a lot of fun today on Super Bowl Sunday. Again, it's Super Bowl Sunday, and nobody's going to come into that door today. I can guarantee that. But anyway, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It has always been my pleasure and my honor to have these wonderful conversations with people all across the country. I do my best to answer as many questions as I can, as much as I can, and what information I can. I want to say thank you for everybody helping me out. If I don't know it, I don't know. I don't profess to know everything, guys. I don't profess to know everything. I need all of you guys' support of being there or being part of something to help me out. I appreciate that very much. And many people have helped us out along the way, and I'm very appreciative of them helping us along the way. The goal is to make sure we have history as accurate as possible, and we do our best. We do our best to do that. We don't have a paid staff like others who have a paid staff and who are able to research things and don't research things, and I'm not going to say anything more about that. But we do our best to research stuff, and the best we can. We don't get paid for it. We do it of our own time, and we do our best to make sure the information is as accurate as possible, because this is about our history. It's about you and my history, all of our martial arts history. And for the next generation to learn about our history, we want to make sure that information is true and accurate, so they don't get any, hearsay or stories of this that are completely untrue. And we don't want that to happen, because there are a lot of things people can say and all that. And, we don't want that happening. So we want them to get as much great information as possible. Okay, great information as possible. Anyway, Robert says you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you. Long live the museum. There you go. Thank you very much, Robert. It's very kind of you, Robert McCullough. Thank you. Thank you again for your time. Thank you, everybody. It has been a blast today, Super Bowl Sunday. Have a fun time. Eat something fun. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday. If it's not your birthday, happy unbirthday. Have a great time. Watch a Kung Fu movie tonight. And it has been my honor today. As always, been my honor. Thank you, everybody, for your support. And keep watching those YouTubes. We're going to break that 4,000 viewing hours real quickly. I know we will. Thank you, everybody. Stay safe. Stay safe. Very cool. Take care. And the Facebook. Okay, and the YouTube. There we go. In the stream. Thank you, everybody.